Hello everybody, welcome to Bad Big Games, where we talk all things PlayStation games. I'm your host Joseph. This spatula is going to make a whole lot more sense because today we're going to be opening the PlayStation Classic console. This console here retails for $9.99, and there's a whole lot of talk whether this console is worth your cash or not. So today we're going to unbox this console, going to give our first impressions, and so with all that said, with all that out of the way, Future Joe, start the show. So before we start the unboxing, I just gotta let you guys know two things, just to let you guys know where my head's at the moment, is that as a kid, I never got to own a PlayStation 1, and as a PlayStation fanboy, that is something I hang my head with shame on. Back in the day, I didn't know any better. I was a Nintendo kid. My grandma had a PlayStation 1 so that we'd go over the house and it worked all the time. So this unboxing is really special to me because I'm unboxing a piece of the past that I never really got to have. And so with that, how unboxings work here is simple. Everything's already out of the box. Everything's presented to you in a fun, cool way. And then at the end of it, I tell you guys if it's worth it or not. So let's get to the unboxing, shall we? Spatchy, start the show. Okay, so first things first, here is the box in all of its classic packaging, straight out of the 90s. It gives you that great nostalgic feel to it. There is one thing that I would like to mention though. There is no USB AC adapter, which means theoretically you don't have anything to power this console. You're going to have to use your iPhone power brick or your cell phone power brick, and though you may have a lot of them laying around at home, there's still no excuse not to include it in a $100 little console. Also, just to mention, whoever put these scratches on my boxes, whether it's the Amazon guy, the packaging guy,
I will find you, and I will kill you.
And then let's just take a look at the back of the box, and you see it's all the 20 preloaded games you get to play on this console, list right there in front of you. And so with that, let's take Spatchy out and let's open up this box, shall we? When you open up that box, you get this box. Spatchy, let's see what's inside. And the first thing you see when you open the box is this shiny manual, but let's be honest, who the hell reads anymore? And now, whoa, the PlayStation 1 Classic right in front of us. This is awesome. Now let's take a moment to watch Past Joe struggle with simple packaging. What a fucking moron. Look at it, it's failing right there. Got it? Good. And now let's take a closer look at this console. And here it is in the flesh, the PlayStation 1 Classic. And you can tell, look at how small it is, right? Fits in the palm of my gorilla-like fingers. And you see all the buttons on top of this console works. Power button works, reset button works, the open button works. They all interface with the console's menu system. So pretty awesome. The grill's on the side as well. Awesome. Everything, this is true to form. And then you take a look, there's the memory cards. They don't work. Those are two USB ports, which this console does come with two controllers. And then when you take a look at the back, you got the HDMI port, then the USB mini, and then this port right here in the back. I tried to open it up with my dumb fingers, and no, it doesn't work. That's just for style, I guess. And so with that, that's the console, but we do have some things to size it up with, so let's do that, shall we? So I brought my Super Nintendo Classic as a size comparison to the PlayStation 1 Classic, and you just see right off the top, PlayStation 1 Classic is a hell of a lot smaller. It's just really awesome that these two things exist and how just true to form they both are. What I will say about the PlayStation 1 Classic though is the weight isn't distributed even. It kind of feels a little hollow in there, where the Super Nintendo material feels a little bit more solid and the weight seems to be distributed fairly amongst all sides. It's just a thing that I saw that was a little weird, but with that, let's get to the controller because that is something really special. And so here is the PlayStation 1 controller. Not a DualShock, the PlayStation 1 controller itself. Again, no analog sticks, which is expected. The first thing I realized is, man, this thing is a tiny little controller, but it's so true to form. It even has the rubber select and start buttons to the controller itself. The buttons feel and click just like you imagined them. It's something really awesome. So let's plug this controller into the console and let's see, give it the whole big shebang right here. And I think this gives you the best representation of the size of the PlayStation 1 Classic, is just putting the controller right next to it. The controller is just as big as the console itself, and it looks awesome. It's very much true to form. It's true to what the console is. It is like a 1-to-1 scale of what the PlayStation 1 was. But to me, there is one major problem, and this is what I find with all these classic consoles, whether it's Nintendo or Sony's. It's a fact that the wires are just way too damn short. These wires are about 4 feet and change, but I still find myself pulling the HDMI wire closer to me so that I can have free range when I'm in the living room to play the console without having to move furniture around and play it comfortably. I still can't believe they haven't learned from Nintendo's mistakes here, and that's kind of a bummer. Alright, jump cut to my ugly face here. You see this cable right here. It's something I keep beating you guys over the head with because I still find it so stupid. Here's the USB to micro USB cord that powers your PlayStation 1 Classic. The thing is, there is no power brick to power the console. You will have to use one of your other electronic devices, preferably like an iPhone charger or a Android charger, whatever the case may be, and use it to power the PlayStation 1 Classic. It does not, there's no AC adapter that comes included with the console. You're paying $100. You would think this is a 4-foot cable that maybe you give me a power cord on top of that, but Sony doesn't care, so neither do I. With that, you also get this, an HDMI cable, which isn't a stupid idea. You need an HDMI cable to play these games, and it's a 7-foot cable, which is awesome. It's a good length, and it's fine. Again, why didn't you include an AC adapter? Sorry, why didn't you include an AC adapter? I don't know. You know what? Final thoughts. Jump cut again. So, what does me and Spatchy think about the PlayStation 1 Classic console so far? I would say that the build quality, for the most part, is really good, especially when it comes to the controller. It feels exactly what I think it feels when I was a kid. That's awesome. And just seeing the attention to detail and how it mirrors the PlayStation 1 original console with its controller is really awesome. And I'm not bummed out that it's not a DualShock controller. I really don't really care all too much. The build quality of the console itself is something I'm a little worried about. Also, the AC adapter, the lack that there's not one in this box and you're paying $100 for it, whether you can use any adapter or not, it's not the case. If you have this console, if you bought this console for $100, you should have the AC adapter in it, no questions asked. And the fact of the matter is, the length of the controller wire is way too short. It's not meant for a living room situation, which kind of bums me out. So this is a little bit of a mixed bag. And for $100, I'll be honest, I don't know if it's worth it at this point in time. I'm going to have to take a deeper look to find out. But there it is. There it is, the PlayStation 1 Classic console. Again, guys, I want to know, are you excited for this console? Do you have some high hopes? What are your expectations for it? Or what are some questions that you want me to answer for our review of the PlayStation 1 Classic? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'll make sure I'll include it into the next video. And with that, that it is. Here it is, the PlayStation 1 Classic console. Again, guys, gals, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, share, subscribe. It helps me out, shows me that you care. Here at Bad Big Games, we talk about all things PlayStation, whether it's unboxings like these, impressions, reviews, news, rants, a podcast called The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players that premieres each and every Thursday. Please check that out. It's my pride and joy. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you and have a nice one.